Hi everyone, I'm going to make an original page today. I'm going to use watercolor paper. This is an A3 size and it's 180 GSM, and I'm just going to take one page out of this pad. And as you know, I'm working like this, always working like this, and only at the end I'm binding everything into an art journal when I'm using this kind of thing. And I think I'll trim it later, this piece here. So what I want to start with oil pastels, and I want to try and put something in the background that will create a resist. I'm going to take a white oil pastel and just start first I want to just scribble some things. And I know you can't see what I'm doing, and for the scribbling I'm just putting the white, and I will use another color in a minute to draw. I want some branches and leaves, so you will see what I'm going to do. I'm taking now gold oil pastel. Of course I could just do everything with white, but I'm just going to take the gold, and now you can see what I'm doing. And I really hope it will create a resist when I'm going to put some diluted acrylic paint. And I'm not planning it, this is just as I go where I think there needs to be some leaf or a branch or whatever, and it doesn't need to be accurate or anything, just because all what I'm doing now is going to be pushed back into the background but add interest to the page. So that's what I'm aiming for. Like so. And I'm going to put the white oil pastel inside the leaves, because as I said, I want some kind of resist. Okay, so we've got this branches and leaves, and I'm not trying to fill completely the leaves. I'm just putting down some white on the inside, and it also smears a little bit of the gold. Really don't care about it. I just really hope that it will work, the resist. I've tried this technique with on printer paper with oil pastels and sprays that I've made from food coloring and water, and it worked. And I also tried before doing this kind of thing with using a stencil and gesso and then spraying, and it works fine. But I don't know if this will work. I'm hoping it will. The gold is very soft, and as I go I'm smearing it all over. And I think I'll just do some more scribbling doodling, whatever you can call it, just for the added interest in the background. Of course, if it won't work, then it won't show. Okay, so we've got this, and I'm just all the little pieces from the gold oil pastels, moving this aside, and now I'm going to make quite a mess with acrylic paints. Now I'm going to use this silicone mat that is supposed to be for baking or whatever, and I'm just putting down this here. I could use this mat, but this will be easier to just lift and take for cleaning. And I'm use whatever a non-observant surface you have, any plastic bag, anything that will not absorb the acrylic paint will do. I've got this acrylic paints. I've got African Violet by Deco Art. I've got some magenta from the cheap store, and I've got a mandarin Art Deco. So I'm going to put down, no, first I'm going to see the size I've got. I'm using it like you almost like you use a jelly plate, only here I've got a bigger one. So I've marked the size, and I'm putting down a little bit of paint and magenta and the mandarin, and I hope I'm in frame. Okay, now I'm going to take a brush and quite a lot of water. All this needs to be very liquidy, and I'm hoping for blending, and I already see it needs a lot more water. I'm starting from the lighter color and moving to the magenta, while I still have the yellow on my brush, and I'm going to clean my brush just a little bit, and moving on to the purple here, spreading it, moving into the magenta, and moving into the yellow. And I'm cleaning my brush again, just because I want to spread the yellow mandarin a little bit more, and getting into the magenta like this. So now let's hope it will work. Again, I've tried it on printer paper. It worked great. I don't know how it will work on this, so I'm just putting this down, squishing. Maybe I'll even move it up and down to make sure it spreads all over. It's like I'm trying to move it, but it got like stuck on the mat. Let's see. Oh wow, will you look at that? That's fine. I just need to pick a little bit more paint here. So I'm going to flip it over, just press it down, and yeah, it seems okay. So I'm going to move this aside. It needs to dry, and as you can see, I still have a lot of paint here, so of course I'm not going to waste it, and I'm just going to bring some printer paper, and I'm going to add a little bit more water, and well, let's spread it again. Whatever I've got here I'm going to use, and just putting printer paper, and I will have one painty paper to work with in the future. Yeah, here we go. And if I want more, I can dip it again. Yeah, I really like this color combination. So I'm moving this aside. This also needs to dry. This needs to get cleaned, and I'll be back when my page is dry and we can move on to the next phase. I'll be back. I'm back. So this is not completely dry, but I'm not really satisfied with the result. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking here some gesso, again watered down with water. I'm going to go over the leaves because I don't like how they turned out. I've diluted the gesso, so again there won't be stark white on my page. I'm also thinking of adding more color to the background, because the yellow, the mandarin, and the magenta turned out quite nice, and they are very vibrant, but the African violet, the purple, is not as vibrant as I want it to be. So I'm going to put down the gesso now on the leaves, and when it's dry I'm going to spray everything with my sprays that I have that are made from gel food coloring with water. And I hope that then it will look better. And I know I've said this is going to be pushed into the background, but still I want it. It doesn't look as I want it, so I'm still working on it. And for some reason the resist worked beautifully here, but here you can hardly see it, but it's nice all the same. I like how the colors blended in the background, so that's nice. Okay, so I've got the gesso, and maybe I can do some scribbling with the gesso here that will be more yeah, lot of nonsense in the background. I know it looks quite messy and horrible right now, but this is only the beginning, so bear with me. Okay, leaving it to dry, then coming back with the sprays, and then we can move on to the next thing. I'll be back. I'm back. So I've picked 3 sprays that are similar to the colors I've used here with the acrylics, and especially I want more to the purple, so just spraying here. And now magenta. And yellow. And I'm trying to let them mix. Here more, a little bit of the magenta and a little bit more of the purple, and the resist is still working, so this is great. And now it's really intense and how I've imagined it. So now it needs to dry before I'm continuing. I'll be back. I'm back, and now I want to continue, and I'm going to have really fun, a lot of fun now. I'm going to stamp all around my page. I want to add more interest, more texture. I've got here 2 ink pads, one magenta, one is dark purple, and that's what I'm thinking of using. And I've got all kinds of, these are craft foam, a thick craft foam that I've made stamps out of with a soldering iron. I've got a video showing how I've made this kind of stamps, and I'm just putting it down. Haven't used it in a while, so I really want it to pick up a lot of ink, and I'm just going to make some kind of border here, and let's not waste any ink. I'm just going to put it like this, so anything that goes out of my page is going to be on this page. One of my printer paper wipe out for excess paint that I had. And I'm just switching between see, let's take this one, and now this, and I want a little bit on the other side, and I'm thinking I thought I will use the magenta, but I want some consistency, so I'm going to keep with the same color, and I'm doing the same thing, only I'm starting at the top. Sorry. Something got in. Just with switching, I'm not keeping track of any kind of order. Okay, so I've got some kind of framing for my page. I'm going to leave this aside, and I want a print to stamp all over. And first I'm going to use this stamp that I just love. I love circles. I love that it's not completely symmetrical, and that it's not too overwhelming on my page. Quite randomly. Yeah. And let's see, I've also picked this set of stamps. I really like to use them as a background, and I'm not even going to take them out. I'm just stamping like this, and again randomly adding, and it's not it's hardly noticed here. I'm going to keep doing it, but if not, I will change to black if I want something more prominent on my page. Yeah. Just a little bit more noticeable right now. Put some pressure on. So now I want this stamp, so I am going to take it out, and let's switch to the magenta just for added interest. And again, I'm just stamping randomly. Still, the page is quite a mess, which I love. I can keep it as is, but I do have some image that I want to do, and this is just the beginning. So let's see, maybe just another one here and here. Yeah, so this is it with the spiral, and I'm going to leave it be for now. Maybe I will add something later. So now I want some leaves in the foreground that will correspond with the ones that I have in the background, and I've got these stamps that I've made. These are again a craft foam that I've just drew, cut and adhered to a foam board, and I'm thinking that I want to stamp it with acrylics. I want them more prominent on my page. I'm going to take the same color I've used, the African violet, and I'm thinking maybe I should add a little bit of the magenta to keep things interesting. And I'm just going to smear it with my finger all over, and very gently. It is handmade, it's not professional, and I didn't do it on a thick craft foam, so I don't want the paint to go on places that it shouldn't, only on my stamp. Okay, let's see if it works. We do have a lot of going on here, and the watercolor paper is also has texture, so I am hoping we'll have nice print. I don't need it to be exact, just nice. Putting some pressure in the hopes that this will help things along. And let's see. Yeah, nice enough print for me, and I really like the color. So let's see, taking another one and just doing the same. I'm planning to go over this stamp and make it more pronounced later. Right now I'm just putting it down where I want it to be. And yeah, I want another one. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Do I want more? I don't know. I'm going to leave it be for now. Moving this aside. And I do remember I have some stamps. What's going on with my throat? That are similar to this, and I'm going to add them to the mix. So I'm going to just clean here because I'm prone to accidents. So before everything is going to smear, just cleaning a little bit. Okay, this can be also left aside. And I've got these stamps. These are from Stamperia, and they are very similar to what I have going here. So let's see. Just adding in a few places, like here. Don't know how much it will show, but I still think it's needed. As if this is branching out from the bigger ones. No. Okay, so I really like it, but it's not vibrant enough. So what I'm going to try and do I'm going to go over what I've stamped now with the dark purple, and I'm going to stamp a little to the side each with the magenta, just to add something to the mix. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And now I'm thinking I'm going to add a little bit here with the magenta. So not planned. I had some kind of image, but this is something that I'm doing as I go along, and I think it needs something, and I'm just adding it. Like putting down this here with the magenta and creating some kind of more framing to this corner. So I'm going to leave this be for a while. I need this to dry, and then I want to make maybe some contour to all the leaves and the branches so it will pop up, and then we'll continue. I'll be back. I'm back. So I wanted more these branches more defined, and I'm just taking this brush marker by Winsor & Newton because the color just fits the bill, and I'm just going over where I think my leaves and my branches needs a little bit of fixing, like so. It really doesn't matter. I could have used any felt pen that the color just worked with it, but that's what I had in the color that will work. Maybe I'll use this side just a little bit. It's taking shape now, and I'm also going to go over the edges. I'm thinking with a gold Posca pen. So this worked, and let's see, gold Posca pen and going around. So I'm going to do this and it's going to take a while, so I'm going to come back. It already is taken a lot of time, and as you know, I only can record like 30 minutes on my smartphone, so I'll be back when I'm finished doing this. I'm back, and I want a little bit more stamping in the background, and I'm going to repeat the same process I've done here with the leaves, I'm going to stamp a magenta and the dark purple on the same place, only a little to the side, and again stamping randomly on my page. I'm putting down the magenta first, and I think just one more. Here, and now I'm going to switch to the dark purple. So I'm going to go to the same place, only a little bit to the side, not trying to put it exactly where it was. I think it adds something, I don't know why, but I like it. I think because the page has more texture, because it's watercolor paper, you need to put more pressure on your stamps. Yeah. So that's it in terms of stamping. And now I want to put the word dream here, and I'm just going to mask this area so it won't get in the way. So I'm just going to take some masking tape. Good enough so I can stamp here, and let's see that I'm putting it straight. And I'm going to take again the same color I've used here, so I'm going to basically mix a little bit of the purple and the magenta. I really like how it turned out. Here we go. Let's mix it a little bit. And I'm going to take a makeup sponge and very carefully take a little bit of the paint I already can see that it needs to be a little bit darker, but I'm going to continue and I'll fix it later. So maybe just a little bit more of the purple to go over. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So I'm going to let this dry. I want to put more of the gold so it will correspond with this, and basically I think this is it for my page. But as I said, I'm going to wait for this to dry, or maybe black. I know I want it a little bit more. Yeah. so I'll just leave it be to dry and I'll be back. I'm back. So this is dry. I already went over the letters with a permanent black marker, and I still feel like something is missing, so I've took this silicone coaster and the same acrylic paint that I've used here and here, and I just want to add a little bit in some places, and I'm flipping it before I'm doing something very stupid. Here we go. Now I'm liking it more, like this, and a little bit more, and here. Yeah. Don't know why, but that's what I wanted. I felt like something was missing, and this is it. That's my page, and thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.